YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to another video. Now, as you can see, there's a whiteboard behind me. I'm pretty much going to be breaking down my numbers for the month of July on my semi truck. So this is for the truck that I am an owner operator in, the truck that I am driving myself, and this is only one truck. So people pretty much asked me to include the amount of days that I spent at home, and they also wanted to know how many miles I drove. So I'm going to include all of that in this video as well. So I'm going to tell you how much I made, how much I spent, what I profited, etc., etc. Pretty much going to break down my month of July. But before we get into this video, please smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And lastly, drop a comment. But let's get right into it. This is a monthly semi-truck breakdown for July 2021. Alright, so as you can see right here, these are my numbers for July. So this is every single load that I did for the month of July, and then every load with a check mark next to it. You can actually see me book this load on my YouTube channel. So I'm about to give you a little bit more information. Alright, so pretty much for the month of July, I did a total of 13,000 miles. So 13,000 miles. That's what I did. Also, I spent 6 days at home. So 6 days home time. That's my home time. And then I did an average of 6.6 miles per gallon. So miles per gallon for my semi truck was 6.6 miles per gallon. So if you take the amount I made, and the amount I made was let me see, I just calculated on my phone right here. 36,450 was my gross. So 36,450 was my gross. Okay? So if you take my gross and you divide it by the amount of miles that I did, you get an average of $2.80 per mile. This is a huge number. We live in the trucking industry right now where everything is like a bubble. The trucking industry is like booming right now. So this right here, I don't know how long this is going to last, where I'm able to average $2.80 per mile. So let's talk about my expenses and what I had to spend after making 36,450, or what I had to spend to make this 36,450. All right, so this is pretty much like a close-up of what I just wrote down. 13,000 miles. I spent 6 days at home. I did an average of 6.6 miles per gallon. I grossed $36,450, and I did an average of $2.80 per mile. And then I want you to also take into account that I have a reefer trailer, so I spend money for fuel on my trailer. So that's why my fuel is a little more expensive than someone who has like a dry van or a flatbed, because I'm spending hundreds of dollars per week just on my reefer because it has an engine and it takes fuel as well. Okay, so this is my total expenses for the month of July. So I have multiple different insurances. I have cargo insurance, liability insurance, which is like the same thing, cargo and liability, bobtail insurance, tractor insurance. So I just combine all of those and put it into one. $250 is my miscellaneous purchases. So that's like my subscriptions, my logbook, my GPS device. I just added all of that up as well. $250 for my miscellaneous. Spent $165 on tolls this month. This month I spent, or last month, I spent $1,850 in repairs. I pay monthly taxes, like I said in my last video, so it varies between like $1,500 and $1,800 a month. So I paid $1,700 in taxes last month. I'm leased on to a carrier, meaning I don't have my authority. I work with somebody who has their authority, and they just take a percentage of every load that I book. They got $4,374 for the lease split. And then I added my truck and my trailer note together, which is $3,800 per month. And then I spent $7,300 on fuel. A lot of people in my last video was wondering why I spent so much money in fuel in my last video that I made breaking down numbers. But what people don't understand is that I have a trailer, a reefer trailer, and my reefer trailer requires fuel as well. And I do a lot of frozen loads. So frozen loads, the reefer fuel burns a lot faster. So I'm literally spending hundreds of dollars per week, every couple of days, just on reefer fuel as well. So not only do I have to spend money for fuel on my tractor, I also have to spend money for fuel on my trailer. So I just wanted to, give you some insight and some clarity onto why my fuel expense may be expensive to some people who feel like they've been in the industry for a long time. Like, no, I have to spend money for my tractor and my trailer. So let's get back into it. So when I add all of this up, what you can see right here, I get $21,439 for my total expense for the month of July. You can see everything is written out nice and neat for you. Okay, so when we do the math, my net profit for the month of July, you're gonna do the gross minus your expenses. So my gross is $36,450. My expenses was $21,439. When you subtract, you get $15,011 as my profit. So pretty much I want to give you an overview of the month of July. So I grossed $36,450. I profited $15,011 of the gross. I did a total of 13,000 miles. I was at home for a total of 6 days. My gross cent per mile was $2.80. My profit cent per mile. So this is how much I made per mile after expenses. I made $1.15 per mile, and my profit percentage was 41%. So I pretty much profited 41% of my total gross. So pretty much that was like the breakdown for my month of July. And I want people to understand, man, like, I'm just showing these numbers and I'm just giving this information back. And this is just my experiences. I know there's people making more than me. There's people making less than me. There's people doing it different than me, So I just want to show my experiences and my wisdom, because I know that there's probably somebody watching this that has no clue what the trucking industry is, or that want to know what the trucking industry is like. So my videos are going to help them and give them insight to like what it's like being on the road, how much money you can make, just how to do it step by step. And like I say, I'm only 24. I've been in this industry for less than 2 years. I know I don't know everything. I know I got into the trucking industry when it was booming, when it was hot, but I'm a person that is a deep thinker. I'm a visionary. So when I think of something and I create a plan, I go through with it. So I want people to understand that trucking isn't something that you have to do forever. You don't have to build a fleet. You don't have to become an owner-operator. You don't have to, bite off more than you can chew, like I said in my last video. Just take things one step at a time. But I just want to give people insight on what the trucking industry is and what you can get out of the trucking industry. Because honestly, you can use a trucking industry to branch off into other things. Like, you can use the trucking industry as like a stepping stone. So it doesn't have to be something you do forever. It doesn't have to be something that you like give your whole entire life to. But it can be something that you can give a period of your life to, and then after that period of time, you can transition to other things. So that's just, the insight that I want to give people. And that's just what I want to share with people. I'm 24. I just paid off one of my semi-trucks. So now I have a semi-truck with no note. And in that semi-truck, I have a driver. I love my driver. We talk. I'm teaching him the game. I'm pretty much mentoring him. And after he's done driving my truck, I want to put him in position to where he gets his own truck. I don't want him to be my driver forever, because I understand, his ambition. I understand what it's like to be a driver forever. So I just want him to get in a position to where he can go get his truck. And I want to just show him my process up close and personal. So that's exactly what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. I know I can't mentor 1,000,000 people at once personally, but I know if I put out good videos and I know if I put out good content, then these videos will reach a lot of people and these videos will teach a lot of people. So that's pretty much the end of this video, man. I wanted to do a quick breakdown for our month of July just to give you an idea of what you can make owning and operating your own truck, or even if you go finance a truck, or even if you go lease a truck, you can make more money in this trucking industry than you can, make going to school to be a doctor, and it takes a lot less time and it's a lot less stressful in my opinion. I'd rather be a truck driver than be in control of like operating on somebody's brain or somebody's heart and have to go $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in debt, go to school for 12 years, go through all that rigorous testing and training, when I can just go to CDL school for 4 weeks, work up under somebody for a couple years, save up my money, go buy a truck, drive my truck, build up my capital, start investing in real estate, take that real estate, start building. Man, hey, listen, I can go on and on all day, but that's pretty much the end of this video, man.